Today we have with us GEPL Capital Fundamental Research Analyst Gaurav Hinduja, who will be giving us an update on the budget for the coming fiscal year 2022, announced today by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Hi Gaurav. Please simplify the budget for our listeners. Also tell us, did the budget was able to meet expectations and which sector and stocks were key beneficiaries?
Yes, thank you for having me, Susan. Like we've always said, this budget was the make or break budget, and certainly equity markets seem very surprised on a positive note by the budget presented by our Honorable Financial Minister, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman. So I'll just take you through some of the key announcements that were made, what sectors we can sort of look at gaining traction, and what stocks were impacted in those sectors, as you mentioned. To start off with, the fiscal deficit numbers came in. I'll just give you a rough highlight about the overall announcements made first before starting off sector wise. The fiscal deficit was pegged at 9.5% of GDP and seen at 6.8% for FY22. So those were broadly on expected lines. The disinvestment target for FY22 was at rupees 1.75 lakh crores. And what was very positive for the equity markets was that all disinvestments that were announced previously will be completed by FY22. The government is also asking Niti Aayog to work on a list of the next PSUs that the PSU companies that could be taken up for disinvestment. Other than IDBI Bank, two other public sector banks and one general insurance company will also be divested in FY 2022. 1.75 lakh crores was also set aside for the PLI scheme to boost manufacturing and the Make in India program. So this was a broad sort of outline of on what we had on expected lines. What came in as a surprise was definitely a timeline on the disinvestment target, which was set to be completed by FY 2022, and some path towards fiscal consolidation seen on that end. Coming to the sector specific, first we had the rural sector. As we'll just take you through, the outlining the rural sector reforms that were announced with the aim to double the farmers' income. The total financial impact of the Atmanirbhar packages, including the measures taken by the RBI, was estimated to be around 27.1 lakh crores. And the FY22 agri credit target was at rupees 16.5 lakh crores. And a portion of the agricultural fund that will be set up will also be allocated toward the APMC, that is the mandis for procurement, for furthering their infrastructure and making it more accessible to farmers. So this is definitely a positive development on the rural front, although nothing on the MSPs or around those lines were mentioned. The stocks that could see a potential impact would be UPL, PI Industries, Kaveri Seeds, and Avanti Feeds. Then coming to the healthcare sector, we had a great reform in the healthcare sector. A new scheme called the PM Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat was launched with an initial outlay of 64,180 crores, which will be over 6 years. So through this, around 17,000 rural and 11,000 urban health and wellness centers will be set up. So as per our expectation, this budget was delivering on the healthcare front as well. And a shocking number for this would be that the FY22 budget estimate outlay for health and well-being was up 138% and now stands at rupees 2,23,846 crores. So the potential stocks that could see an impact would definitely be Apollo Hospitals, Metropolis Health, Thyrocare, Dr. Lal Pathology, SRL Logistics, as the government opens up infrastructure of healthcare towards the rural cities as well. So there is a huge positive coming in for the healthcare space. Then we have the auto, and the auto finally got what we had also prepared in our budget estimate report. The government finally announced the voluntary scrappage policy. Now this the vehicles in the passenger vehicles space would have to go through a 20 years fitness test and 15 years for commercial vehicles. So this was a huge key development in the auto space. The stocks we could see impacted under the CV segment would be Ashok Leyland, Tata Motors, Mahindra and Mahindra, and for passenger vehicles we have Maruti Suzuki, which is the market leader in passenger vehicles. The core theme of the budget was also infrastructure. Professionally managed development financial institution will be set up. So that was again in line with our estimates that we had shared prior to the budget. and this will have an initial allocation of rupees 20,000 crore. And the capital expenditure for the year 2022 is seen at rupees 5.54 lakh crores. This is a roughly 35% increase year over year. So that just goes to show how much the government is pushing on capex and wanting to complete the stall projects as well. Over and above this, rupees 2 lakhs will also be provided towards the state and autonomous bodies to nudge their expenditure. FY22 allocation for railways was also up at rupees 1,110 crore, 1,110,055 crores. The government also proposes to spend 40,000 crore on rural infrastructure front. So this again is a positive development in the rural side as well. The Indian Railways has prepared a national railway plan for India by 2030. So the plan is to create a future ready railway system in India by 2030, bringing down the logistics costs for the industry. And that's at the core of the Make in India strategy as shared by the Honorable Financial Minister. The stocks we can watch out in the infra space, which has seen a huge push in this budget, would be L&T, KNR Constructions. The cement stocks coming in would be Ultratech Cement, Ambuja Cement, and steel stocks that have a great domestic presence would be Tata Steel and JSW Steel. Last but not the least, coming to the banking, financial services and insurance space, a huge amendment was made to the Insurance Act and the proposed to hike the FDI limit to 74% from 49% and also allow foreign ownership and control with safeguards. So this is a key development in the insurance space where we can see SBI Life, HDFC Life, Max Life Insurance, ICICI Prudential benefiting out of this clause. Then we have the government who also provided rupees 20,000 crore for recapitalization on public sector banks. This again was on expected lines to help the public sector banks clear up their non-performing assets, the legacy assets that are built up in their books, and to further provide for them. And one more very, very key thing that came in for the BFSI space as per what we had expected again was the BAD Bank, or the Asset Reconstruction and Management Company, that will be set up for stressed assets of the bank. For banks, the government plans to further strengthen the NCLT framework also and continue with e-court system for faster resolution of bank debts. So this is a key positive coming in for banks that will be able to clear up their books, especially public sector banks, and go out and lend more. The stocks that we could see a potential impact of this and which have also given a huge rally today are HDFC, SBI, Bank of Baroda, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, all the private players. And we have LIC Housing Finance also benefiting out of the push for the tax holidays that were given to the affordable housing segment. So that brings us to the end of what we sort of saw in the budget. And it was a very positive budget and delivered on all lines of our estimates. And we hope to see the effect playing out on our economy and the growth coming in for FY22, which is pegged at 14.4% as per the budget documents. And we are hopeful and optimistic that we will be able to achieve that. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. That was really insightful. Stay tuned to our channel for more such informative podcasts. Thank you.